Hey, what's up? This is CJ from Drowning Pool, and you're listening to Thunder Underground right here. Check it out.
Welcome to episode 176 of the Thunder Underground podcast. Trent and Jason here. How's it going?
Great.
What do we got going?
Oh, man. CJ Pierce
That's right.
is on the show today.
He's back.
Yes.
It's been probably 2 years ago now.
I think so, yeah.
Because I looked it up. It was episode 45. And here we are at 176. So.
Yeah, that's had to have been a couple of years.
Yeah, very cool to have him back.
He didn't make us a drink this time. What the fuck?
That's right. I feel slighted.
Slighted, CJ.
Yeah, maybe the third time he'll... Actually, he didn't make us the drink the first time.
Yes, yeah, true.
He just asked us if we wanted one,
Yes.
and then someone else did it. So.
I mean...
Since there wasn't a fourth person in the bus this time, or the trailer.
Right. That's
Sorry.
right.
Couldn't have it happen.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Yeah. Well, we got some other stuff to go in to as well. But first, we've got to mention, sponsored by Vitz Screen Printing and DEB Concerts. So Vitz Screen Printing is a screen printer out of Oklahoma City. They do our shirts. Very happy to have those available. So check that out on our website, thethunderunderground.com. They do a great job. They do a lot of t-shirts for bands in the Oklahoma area. They do hoodies, hats, all that great stuff as well. So hit them up online. Follow them on Facebook at VITS Screen Printing. Great people.
Definitely.
Very glad to have them as part of this, just like we are at DEB Concerts. These guys, based here in Tulsa, bring a lot of shows to this area from the era of music that we are a big fan of.
Yes.
The 80s rock era.
It got us our start, Trent.
It did, and we never let go.
No.
Some
we're not
people
gonna.
let go.
Yeah.
Speaking of never letting go, Steelheart will never let you go.
Oh, Lord.
And they're coming here July 26th.
Yes.
That's sponsored by DEB Concerts, but that is actually out at Safari Joe's H2O Water Park,
Gotcha.
where most of their shows at our Ideal Ballroom. And the next one, Ideal Ballroom, is before that, it's July 13th. Dokken is returning. And Dokken's got Rocket Science and Doxy with him.
Nice.
Both those bands have been on this podcast before, so check that out. Actually, Chris McCarville from Dokken has been on here as well.
Check that out.
Yeah, so you got something from all three acts there. And then we got, later in the month, July 28th at Ideal, Bisto Blanco with Driver and Down for Five opening up. Both of them have been on here as well. Bisto Blanco is not, though, but maybe they will around that time. You never know.
One can only hope.
Yeah. Chuck Garrick, the bass player for Alice Cooper, Calico Cooper, the daughter of Alice Cooper, are both in that band. And then in August, we've got Faster Pussycat coming with Don Jameson. And that also features Dead Metal Society, who has been on this podcast a few times.
Of course.
A couple different members, Nine and Jason Gilardi.
Yes.
And then they've got December 8th, I believe it is, LA Guns coming back to the IDO.
Awesome.
And I can guarantee you there'll be quite a few things between July and December to talk about here shortly.
Yeah, surely.
But yeah, DEB Concerts, big fan of what these guys are doing. Ideal Ballroom, great place. Tom Green and everybody over there, kick-ass venue. So very happy to have them sponsoring this podcast. All right, well, let's jump back, I guess, to the oldest thing that we need to talk about, which is about a week and a half ago, you went to Bands Against Bullying.
Yes.
Number 2.
Number 2 in Neosho, Missouri. And we stayed out there for a pretty good portion of the day. It was well attended. It was a great cause. Chris Taylor put on a fucking awesome day. A lot of stuff going on. And I just want to give him an extra special shout out because he threw his back out and he still kept walking around doing stuff. Even though he was like kind of like half bent over, he was still walking around doing stuff and, making sure stuff happened. So, I mean, he really went above and beyond. So major props to him for, keeping the show going. But, saw Sign of Lies. I don't know that I've ever seen them yet. You probably would know if I have or not.
I think I saw him
sometimes,
No, I can remember I saw him, the time I saw him was at, or the second time I saw him, first time I saw him was in Oklahoma City, you weren't there. Second time was at Badass Renee's, but they played late and it was a day you had to work at like 5 in the morning.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I do remember that. Well, I saw them and they were badass, they were heavy. They had a they had a young vibe going on, and they're going to play the old Thunder Underground Fest.
That's right.
How awesome is that?
That's pretty awesome. I remember one thing I remember stood out is their guitarist was fucking phenomenal.
Yes, he was fucking, I mean, get out of here.
The whole band was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Saw Reliance Code. They were awesome. I had first time to see him with their new guitar player.
Oh, that's right.
And he threw down. I thought it was pretty cool that I think it was the very Saturday after the new Tremonti record had come out, and Josh Roach already had a Tremonti shirt on of the new album.
Oh, he probably got like a pre-order package.
He doesn't mess around. He doesn't mess around.
Or it's Josh Roach. Tremonti probably just sent that shit directly to him.
Yeah, probably. So, but yeah, I mean, and they were great as always. I mean, you can't go wrong with Reliance Code. At this point, what more do you say that we haven't said about them already,
Right.
It was awesome. So, and then, a big one was Severmind with their new singer.
Was this actually their first performance?
It was, and I thought somewhere they had played a gig before, but no, this was the first gig with Thad, and I was super fucking impressed. I mean, not to take away from, Heath and what he had going on. But if they were to find somebody to fill that role, this is perfect, he had a great presence. He interacted with the crowd, and I mean, he sounded good. He plays, so I mean, it really gives Severmind a new dimension. There's the heaviness there, but there's also a little bit of just, I don't know. It's, he was just a great front man, and it just adds a new dimension. And I'm excited to see where they go with this.
Yeah.
So.
And they're playing Thunder Underground Fest as well, right?
Well, look at that. They sure are. I like that. Claim Your Enemy, our first show back with Devin in 6-7 months.
Yeah.
They were on it as usual. Devin was, running around like a madman like usual. We've come to expect that, and his vocals were spot on. I mean, I can't say enough good stuff about this band. Travis is a badass drummer. All the guys kick ass, It was just, it was good to, hadn't seen that in a while, so it was good to see. So, yeah, I mean,
and what are they playing?
Huh?
What are they playing?
Oh, they're playing Thunder Underground Fest as well.
That's right.
So, look at that.
So my question is, I've seen, I didn't get to go last year either. I've seen the pictures, and it looks like, is this a stage that's always there?
I think so, yeah. It looks like
it's part kind of built.
Yes, it's a motorcycle shop, and they've got a little green out there to the side, and the stage, it's permanent stage, I'm pretty sure. I think they probably have like shows out there on the weekends in the summer or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And there's booths set up, and, this and that, and so, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. DMG Productions.
Yes.
Always doing good things.
Always.
Well, let's play some music.
Yes, let's.
I'm going to play a band that's relatively new, I believe, out of Sallisaw, Oklahoma, called Shadows Remain, and this song is called Lies.
Where I've been
Lies from Shadows Remain. That's their brand new first single from that band out of Sallisaw, Oklahoma. That features Cody Peebles, who you may remember from Reliance Code in the past.
Yes.
So what do you think of that?
Man, I fucking loved it.
Yeah, that was
You
great.
know, it's fucking catchy, but then it gets all fucking heavy and shit, and the guitar solos are fucking awesome. It's just, this is a good vibe.
Yeah, it's got a lot of, like, it's combination, like you said, a catchy melodic rock track mixed with, like, a really heavy track. You know, I mean, those two vibes put together.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love the vocals and the chorus. Just a great track, so I'm really excited to see what these guys have coming up. Check them out online, Facebook, Shadows Remain. This past weekend, you saw Texas Hippie Coalition.
Yes, I did.
Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, I'll go into it.
I just say that because, you know, both of us had just been neither here nor there about
Yeah.
that band, so but
Yeah.
you went and checked them out, so I was wondering what your
Went to
thoughts were.
Oklahoma City. Well, Driver was awesome as always. You know, they opened up the show. Jude was not there again. He broke his leg.
Seriously?
Yes, he broke his knee, I think they said.
Holy shit, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, Brandon showed me the x-ray. And so that kind of sucked. So, you know, best wishes to Jude, you know, get well.
Yeah, because last time we saw him,
He had food.
he was sick.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that, you know, they were awesome as they always are. I mean, you know, I can't tell you again, you know, what, you know, Brandon adds to this group. You know, it's just a complete positive. Buckshot was great. I really enjoyed them. You know, we saw them open for Scattered Hamlet, I believe. Was that them?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew the name. I was trying to remember when I saw him.
And you know, and I noticed what I dug was, you know, a couple of them would, you know, they had a couple different guys would take the lead vocals on songs. The lead guitar player had an insane voice. So they were really cool. It was really, really cool seeing them again. And, you know, like you said, you know, we've always been kind of neither here nor there about THC. But I enjoyed the show. You know, I know that I think they've had some, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they've had some lineup changes. They kind of went through some stuff, right?
I think every time,
yeah.
every time you see him in concert, it's a new lineup. Yeah.
Well, you know, what they got going now, you know,
Well, hold it. Is Timmy Braun still the
yes,
drummer?
he's the drummer.
I know
yes.
he's been there a while.
So he's
I'm
been
not
there a while,
saying- yeah.
but you know, the three guys up front, you know, the two guitar players and the bass player, I mean,
I saw a video.
those guys are great. They're young. You know, they've got the look, the long hair whipping around. Those guys can play like a motherfucker, you know. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good show. I had a good time.
Well, yeah, I saw a video that our friend Shannon Palmer posted. She
Yes.
was like right on the front row of a solo from the lead guitarist. And
Yeah.
it was pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, those guys did not fuck around. So they're really cool to watch for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, it was a good Saturday.
Yeah, good to hear.
Why not?
And you said that the Diamond Ballroom have updated their bathrooms.
Yes. Well, you know, when we were there for Super Joint, and we interviewed those bands back there, like, you know, where they had like the rafter set up and it was like in the middle of stuff. I guess that's what it was. Cause I mean, they're like super nice, brand fucking new, you know, so yeah, they
So
did.
it goes clear back there? I thought that was
Yes.
going to be like offices or
No,
something.
well, maybe there is, cause I mean, I don't know, but I just know that they had really nice fucking bathrooms, you know, so, I mean, talk about an upgrade, because those bathrooms were shitty. I mean, they were shitty. And I told Mel, I was like, I'm not wearing flip-flops to the show tonight because the bathrooms will be flooded and it will be fucking disgusting. It was summer. It was hot. I kind of wanted to, but I didn't because,
And now you
and then
could've.
look, I could have because they had really nice fucking bathrooms.
Well, now you know for the next
Yes.
Diamond Ballroom show.
Yes.
Hey, they might have been bad, but they still weren't as bad as the old Kane's Ballroom bathrooms
Oh,
Before
man,
they-
I don't know.
before they renovated that place.
Yeah, but did they ever flood like that real bad?
I don't know if they flooded, but they were just gross and just
Yeah,
a big
they
trough
were.
and like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
I don't like the trough,
Yeah.
but we don't need to get into that.
Hashtag no trough.
Yeah, hashtag definitely no trough.
Well, what else? Well, I went on
Yes, I have questions.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I went on a tour with the Booze, Bars, and Guitars tour that features Sprout the Anti-Hero
Yes.
and Dusty Grant. And I went along with them as their driver, and just helped them out. Did merch when they were on stage. And
You were the driver, merch girl, all that.
yeah, definitely hashtag merch girl. I was the hottest merch girl in every venue we went to.
Goddamn right. I don't doubt that.
But yeah, I mean, this was great, getting to see those two guys. You hear people talk about that are on tour with someone like, oh, I got to see so-and-so every night. It was fucking great,
Yeah.
which is true, it doesn't get old if the people are good at what they do and it's good music, And both these guys are great. They both, are playing on their solo stuff as acoustic, kind of, what do you call it, like dark acoustic rock?
Yeah, that's kind of what I got from both of them.
But they both still sound totally different from each other.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because they obviously have different styles of singing, different style of voices, but their music is also different from each other.
Yeah.
And, it's just great to see, we know Sprout, we know what he could do, his voice range, and this is just another facet of what this guy can do. And it just shows how well-rounded this guy is. And, I'm just surprised that he's not bigger than he is.
Yes.
I mean, because King Shifter, made a name for themselves. Scream Red Mutant's starting to, so maybe he will, and I hope this solo stuff does as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And same with Dusty Grant. I mean, he used to be in the metal band Empire Falling out of Kansas, and, this is his first foray into solo stuff, and this was actually his first tour. He's played tons of shows around the area, but never got out on an actual, into Texas and Nebraska and all the places we went. But, so, and it is cool as well because not only are these guys great musicians, they're great dudes, and, you don't want to be stuck in a car, and basically you're not going anywhere without the people you're with if you're on a tour.
Yeah.
You don't get alone time, really, except for when you're asleep.
Yeah.
So, you want the people to not be assholes.
Yeah, definitely.
And so it was really easy because both these guys you could sit there and talk to for hours in the car and it not get boring or old.
Yeah.
You know that about Sprout for sure.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And Dusty's the same way.
Well, good, man. That's awesome to hear. Well, my question is, where did you guys sleep every night?
That's another thing. I mean, it was different every night, obviously, and they had, people they knew in each place that we stayed with, pretty much. Like when we were in Omaha, we stayed with Dusty's friend, Chris Halpenny, and, he just invited us over to his house, and we stayed there, and same thing, like in Denton, or when we played in the Dallas area, we stayed in Fort Worth with TJ Hutchins, who was a friend of a lot of people. He's had, like, King Shifter and Scattered Hamlet and tons of different bands come through at his house,
Yeah.
I think he runs, like, Texas Hippie Coalition's one of their big Facebook groups or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, he's well known in the hard rock circle there in Dallas.
Yeah.
And then, like, we stayed with Brian Griffiths in Tonganoxie, Kansas when we played the biker rally.
Cool.
Because he was the promoter of that thing. And,
okay.
As well, he's known Sprout for a long time. So him and his wife let us stay at their house, which is very cool.
Hell yeah.
What I'm forgetting, in between there. Well, we stayed at Dusty's house as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Because, when we went to Winfield, that wasn't far from Wichita. But
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it kind of like any tour, whenever you're not pulling in buttloads of cash, do what you can. And it's always great when there's cool people out there that's willing to help you out, And all these people fed us as well, which is amazing.
That is awesome. Kudos to them for sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, and Sprout had mentioned a couple times that it was I think he said the easiest and most laid back and fun tour that he's ever done because he said there was nothing ever went wrong the whole time.
Oh, good.
And
so, I mean, is this something that, as your first experience doing this kind of thing, did it, is it what you'd expected or is it better than you expected or?
It's kind of what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it might be better because I went into it not knowing. I mean, I knew Sprout, but I never hung out with him for 7 days straight.
Yeah.
And I'd never hung out with Dusty in my life.
Yeah.
I'd talked to him, but, so yeah, that was the only thing going into it. I'm like, I wonder if this might be weird, just not knowing Dusty at all and kind of knowing Sprout. And So that kind of exceeded expectations.
Good, man.
And
Good.
so I think if I was going to do something like this was a great one to start on because it wasn't in a setting of like 5 guys in the band where one of them might be a douchebag and then you got a trailer full of shit you got to haul. This was 2 guys with 2 acoustic guitars, bags with their pedals or chords or whatever, and then some merch.
Yeah.
That's the extent of everything that we had to haul in and out. Like, we could, after the second show, we were loading shit up within 3.5 minutes or something. It was crazy.
That's cool. So is this something you'd want to do again?
Oh, yeah, definitely do it. I mean, it's just a cool experience to be able to travel around and see. Like, I've drove through Omaha a long time ago, but I've never been to Omaha.
Yeah.
So I got to hang out there for a night. And
That's cold.
Well, that's another thing. I told you that, but I posted the picture, but I hung out with Kate from through the
Yeah,
show. And
definitely. That's awesome.
her husband, Chris. Talked to them about their new music, and everywhere we went, you meet new people, get to see new places. I'd been to a single venue we went to except when it went through Tulsa, obviously.
Yeah, true.
At
That's
the
awesome,
Blackbird.
man. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's cool places in Norman, and that biker rally was a deal for charity for Bikers Against Child Abuse. And that was an all-day festival, and that was really cool. Saw tons of great bands there.
Yeah.
A band called the 909, which kind of had like a punk feel to them. And then a band called the Green River Kings.
Yeah.
And they had more of just kind of like a hard rock vibe to them, along the lines of like Grind or something.
Mm-hmm.
Both those bands were great. So.
Yeah.
And then AJ Gaither was another one I mentioned.
Yeah,
to you.
you told me about him. Yeah, I got to check him out.
Yeah, everybody needs to check this guy out.
Gotcha.
It's just like rootsy Americana stuff, but just like off the deep end, about dope and all kinds of stuff. all the stuff you want to hear about,
Hell yeah.
But playing a cigar box guitar.
Yeah, which is awesome. I want to get one of those.
Yeah.
I always wanted one of those. You told me about them moving the car. I saw the video of it after you told me about that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And Dusty's caption was, to be fair, we announced it 6 times.
Yeah, they got up on the stage and announced it over and over, the type of car and what it was, and it was just blocking the entrance, like the artist entrance, to pull trailers in there to unload and shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they gave them a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then finally they just said, might have to somehow move this thing, and Sprout jumped up and said, I'll do it. And then like several other people said, me too. And so, when you're at a biker rally, there's obviously enough big dudes that can help.
Exactly.
So like 10 or 12 guys got over there, Sprout and Dusty and a bunch of other people. And so I just took pictures. I'm like, they don't need my help. I'm a little dude compared to these guys.
That's awesome. That's fucking rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. Awesome.
Well, hell yeah.
I just said awesome again.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, is it CJ Pierce time?
I think so.
Yeah, we recorded this actually at Rocklahoma.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, going back, it was actually the first day of bands playing, which was the Thursday pre-party, and As Above, So Below played late that night.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the Rocklahoma Review. They had a great set, so go back and check that out to hear what we had to say about that. But yeah, CJ Pierce, we got to sit down with him before that set.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him for a while. Like we mentioned, he'd been on here a couple years ago, so it's cool to catch back up.
Yeah, super cool dude. Super great guy to talk to.
Yeah, very easy to talk to. He's always got a lot to say, and it's always interesting. It's not just your typical crap, from someone just trying to promote themselves. So
that's right.
Very glad to be able to have him back on here. As he mentions in this, check out the new stuff from As Above, So Below, which should be coming here this summer.
Yeah.
And of course, Drowning Pool, new stuff should be later in the year, probably.
Can't wait.
Yeah. BeatTheUnderground.com, DrowningPool.com. Here's CJ Pierce of Drowning Pool and As Above, So Below.
Yeah, we were just a little while ago hanging out in the campground with a buddy of ours, and he said when he was in the military,
they tested nuclear or missiles that were used for nuclear warheads, and every time they tested them, the background music for their thing was Bodies.
Jesus. I've seen a lot of stuff. I think, again, support the troops. It's friends and family, and they got the hardest job in the world. So we definitely support the troops on that level. And we did a lot of USO stuff, and I love it because you go there, especially people that are on bases, even if they're not in a war zone, they're still away from their family for like a year. We played in Guam, we played in Honduras. We just played. We just did so many this year, and it's great to give them to see that sense of like they feel like that home in a rock show, so they get that mental break for a minute. So it's cool, man. The song has been used. Body's been used for a lot of stuff, and it continues. And I was tripping out, a couple years ago. The fact it's still around, but now like it's like 18 years, I think. Let's not do math. My knees hurt when we do math, and my ankles hurt. But I'm just amazed because it keeps coming up. People keep asking to use it, and I think that's. I got a song that freaking works, man. I'm eternally grateful. And it's a fun fucking song to play, dude.
Yeah, it is.
It's so fun to play. People cover it and they play it, and I've seen other bands cover it. I just went and did a School of Rock thing in Houston last weekend, and the director asked me if I'd come up and do a song with the kids at the end of the night. So I got on stage. I had like all these little practice amps, and I had like all the kids with their guitars. It was like 10 guitars and 5 bass players, and Paul Crosby jumped on the drums from Saliva. Formerly of Survive or whatever, and we play Bodies with these kids, and it was freaking amazing, dude. So, sorry, I extended on that. You didn't even ask a question. I'm just talking.
That's good. That's good.
When you do stuff like that with kids, do a lot of them know your stuff?
Oh yeah, they all know. And I do some teaching. It's a school called the Sound Foundation. A buddy of mine, Norman Matthews, owns, and I teach there on occasion. The thing is, 2 years ago we had some time off, and I got students, and you come closer to your students, and I was teaching them. But then when I started going on tour. Because it's not only music, it's got a little bit of a therapy session too, man.
Yeah.
So I became really close. So I didn't want to do that reconnection and have to keep bouncing out, because that's like your parents leaving. It's like that. I had like kids calling me on the road and need to talk about stuff.
Wow.
So you get close like that. So I'm not able to like teach on the regular. So I go in and do like a thing here and there and stuff with kids. But I do a lot of stuff with the Sound Foundation, more so than anything. In Dallas, Texas.
We had you on a couple years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, Matt. We have a Strange as Angels project.
Okay.
And today I'm opening up the can of worms in the bag or whatever. But him and I have been writing together a lot lately.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much like a whole record. So I've been writing, recording, and producing it. Him and I sit down and just it's become really easy. It's like we'll come to the house like 2-3 hours and we'll bang out a song because we're just like. He's on fire, I'm on fire, and it's just, some people you can write with and you just flow. I didn't know we would have that connection. I've been friends with him for years. Just never had the time to sit down and write with him. Because I'm still writing Drowning stuff, and I'm doing As Above, So Below, which I'm just about done to finish in our second EP. It'll be done by June 16th. I wanted to have it done by today, but I have 4 new songs I can give you guys later on. One of them's an AC/DC cover. For those about to rock, the Dave Grohl coffee version. Very fast.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool that kids. I mean, I've found. I mean, I don't know. Kids can teach you so much that you didn't even know.
Yeah.
That like shit that you didn't even realize.
It's also they remind you like that basically like they get so excited about teaching a lot of AC/DCs on 3 chords, and you like how powerful that if I just because I'm still more busy, it's like let's just let that ring out for a minute, man. I don't have to keep moving my fingers like Dimebag, just let it ring out. No, it's awesome, and all these students, man, everybody has their own style, and it's awesome to see like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid, especially the ones that are just like wailing. Dude, I got a guitar at 12 hours, like clank, click, it took me. I'm still trying to figure it out. I got 6 strings. I know how 3 of them work. The other 3, I'm getting there. Takes time, But these kids, they got that shit down, man. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. And the fact that 12 and 13-year-old kids love like these metal kids, and they don't play that on the radio, especially the older stuff. It's like, how do you even know what this is? Like, we're not listening to none of that on the radio. Yeah, it's like
you have to be a parent or.
They do that, but it's awesome to see that, man. And it's metal's still alive and well.
That's right.
I'm gonna teach the youngins now. I got in the teacher mode. I didn't know I was getting the teacher mode, man. But I love it. I love it. I really do love it.
I saw that thing a while back. You did a master class there as well.
That's
for adults, right?
I did the master class. No, I had students and
anyone?
adults there.
Okay.
I did that a few weeks ago with Norman. And when I get back on the clinics stuff again, it's fun to do that. I had a different view on it because a lot of these guitar virtuosos do clinic classes and they're just in there wailing and it's like, woo. So I'm like, you know what? I'm more of a rock dude, metal dude. I keep up on my chops, but no, I have a new like kind of class that I made. I want to do that whenever I can, just to share the knowledge, man.
Is it just
Maybe.
all about technique and stuff, or what?
Well, just everybody has a different approach, right? And over the years, I learned a lot of stuff. When we toured with Damage Plan, and Dime was a good friend. Just hanging out with Dime, just shooting shit like we are. Like, he sit there with a guitar, and he has this like a little warm up thing that he does. That's just his thing. And hanging out with Zach Wild, and you see him warming up before a show, and he's doing this thing, and you and me in the corner of my eye, I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing over there, bro?
Yeah.
Keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep using curse words. You can bleep.
Oh, no, we're good.
So like I kind of picked up their stuff, like a little bit of what they do to warm up and on top of mine. So I like to share that. Like, I was watching, hanging out with Dom, and this is his warm up thing, like verbatim. And this is what he was doing. And, come on, Squeeze, let's do this thing. And that's exactly how I said it.
Well, talking about As Above, So Below, you've got this new EP coming out. Is this like self-produced, you said?
Yeah, I produced it all, and we all write together. It's awesome playing the band with my brother. Him and I have been tight. I took my brother, I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but right when he graduated from high school, he knew what he wanted to do. It's right when we got signed and we went on Ozfest 2001. And he was like 18. I'm like, come on, brother, be my guitar tech.
Yeah.
Come see the world.
Yeah.
After that, he was just like, oh, I want to be a singer in a rock band. And years and years, he did his own thing. And the thing with As Above, So Below, I wanted it to develop on its own. Like, I didn't call it any favors. I'm not riding on the DP coattail or anything like that. I've never done that. I just wanted it to be its own thing. And these guys have been very patient because it's been since 2012 we've been doing stuff. And we do small things here and there. And we've been working on these songs for the last 3 years. But the thing is, we reattack them and we produce, it's not like we're on the machine level where you just throwing stuff out there. Like I want it to be good. And it's fun. And everybody's happy with it. It's almost done. I'll give you guys a couple songs before we head out. And should have it out on the 16th. But it's just different, It's different stuff. It's still like, it's somewhere between, I love Perfect Circle and Tool, but also love, Pantera, Metallica. So it's like old school, new school, heavy stuff. It's definitely heavy. And drummer Joey does a lot of technical stuff. Some of it gets a little technical. Bass player Regis that we have now is a very technical dude, so that brings another element to it, which is fun, But,
So when do you know that you want to produce it yourself, or you need someone else to come in, or
it's nice to
that
have.
much, so
I think it depends on. Well, at least now in my experience, it just depends on the project and who you're working with. Because like someone like Norman Matthews with The Strangest Angels, like he wrote a bunch of stuff and produced it himself. But I think he was kind of hitting a brick wall on the writing stuff with it, and then he's got some people in his camp that are like, maybe we should try to get out the box. So he comes over and he just lets me have total control. So I get to be the outside ear of what Norman's vision is, but then I get to write my stuff and it came together. Same thing with Brother and these guys, like, the greats, like Max, guitar player, is a great songwriter. Like, he brings stuff to the table. So I do get into producer mode and I bring my stuff onto the plate as well. So, but with Drowning Pool, because we're friends and family, and I love Mike, love Stevie, I love Jason Moreno. We're tighter now than we've ever been. This is our third record with Jason Moreno.
Right.
So, with us, and all of us being songwriters as we are, like, it's equals. So we need an outside producer to come in and produce Drowning Pool, because I'm too close to home to that. So, it makes sense in that position. I wouldn't produce a Drowning Pool record because I would be too close to it. Because that's like straight up cool. He was me, like, as you know it, with Bodies and everything since then. So, but it's fun. All things music, man. My life is like, I'm very fortunate. It's still a broke ass musician, man. I don't have a fancy house, and car, and I don't need any of that shit. But I get to do music. I give in the morning, and it's a responsibility. Like, I want to write good rock music and metal for music itself, not like, look at me. I get it. I'm very fortunate. So now it's like, I respect it, and I want to put out good fucking metal rock music to get behind. So that's what I do, man. Lucky me. One drink before the show, though, right? And then after see what happens. Yeah.
But when you're writing, or say you're just sitting around writing a riff, do you know right then what it's for, or is it something?
I just write. I stop unless I'm on a project or on a certain thing, and we want to do something that's like, we have a focus like idea. But I just write now, just write, and like, some stuff simmers for a few years, or some stuff it's like happens instantly. Sometimes you come up with lyrics and melody, sometimes I come up with guitar, I play bass, do drums. So it really depends. Sometimes you just grab a damn kazoo. Been on a kazoo lately. There's a reason why. I had a long car trip with my lady a few weeks ago, and we went to the Guitar Center earlier that day, and a little girl grabbed the kazoo, and she was all about it. So we got a couple kazoos, and Tool, I think it was a duck call, but So her and I, we start kazooing too for like 3 hours. No music, no radio,
Wow.
no lights, no music, just kazoos. We kazoo the whole tour. It was awesome. She knows that I know it. We're all kazooing in harmony, like harmony kazoos. Like,
it's no music. but sometimes that's what it takes to just spur something,
yeah,
you know, and that's the cool stuff. That's
yeah.
the good stuff.
It's been a good year for me in writing. Like, I've been doing a lot, and it flows into different things. So it's like keep you interested as different projects for different things, and to keep the peace as well. Like, you know, I feel like we're all big friends and family, you know, on across the board. Jason Reno has some stuff he does on the side. So does Stevie. You say on the side, but I don't know. I just support everybody in their projects, and today's, you know, today I get to play with my brother, and
Yeah.
we played last week in Houston and killed it, and it was fun, man. It was so fun to watch him. It was his birthday show, so he didn't drink at all before the show. But as soon as he said, you know, after the first song, his birthday, shots are coming,
Yeah.
different shots, beer, vodka, whiskey, and we're going through. We get 9 songs into it, getting close to, you know, set, and he's like. So, like, brother's about to lose it, man. All right, last song.
So it took him 8 or 9 songs.
Yeah, brother, hung in there. Dude, the shots were coming.
Yes.
like 3 or 4 shots a song. So good for him, man. He was hurting the next day, but he's a trooper, man. He hung in there. Then again, he's 10 years younger than me. Something happened at 45, dude. It hurts.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how you know you had a good time.
Yeah. Oh, it was his birthday show, man. This is the 3rd year we did a birthday show for him in Houston. So. But yeah, man, new music, As Above, So Below, with Drowning Pool, man. We have so many songs. It's now we're at the point where we're just trying to narrow down to what songs we want to put on the next Drowning Pool record, figuring out what producer we want to work with, kind of fine-tuning that stuff. So I should be in the studio here very soon with Drowning Pool. We want to get something out by the end of the year. As Above, So Below stuff. I'm trying to get out by June 16th. And play with these guys while we're kind of writing mode with Drowning Pool. So it's that seesaw, you know,
Right.
the balance. And
Was
then
this
we'll see what
something-
happens with Norman. You know, Norman's chomping at the bit now,
Yeah.
but it's not done yet.
Yeah.
So that's still a work in progress. But it's getting close, man. I love working with Norman. He's a great guy, and it's fun, like, to push him out of his, because he wants to get out of his comfort zone. So I'm like, all right, come on, I'll beat you up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Sing it again. No, yes, yes, no, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, is As Above, So Below something you think you guys would ever take on a full-scale tour?
You know,
Or-
for me in the beginning, it was so fun, and I know, like, because it was really my brother Max Chandler, with Joey on drums and Elliot Regas on bass. So Max broke his wrist. That's kind of how I got into that. Right after I got done recording the first 4-song EP in 2012, booked a couple shows, and he couldn't play them. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play them. I know how they go, producing, and help write it. And then we started writing together. But I feel bad because it's an off and on thing. I would love for them to do stuff when I'm busy with Drowning Pool, but they want to wait until I'm around to do it. But this last, like, the new song's coming out now, and like the last year or so, like, we really like get in there and fine tune these songs as well. And everybody is happy with everything in the song. This is great. Being a band where everybody's on the same page, and we do a lot of freeform stuff too. I like try to mess with the other guys on stage. Like, the song goes like this, but I'll try to do something a little different. Try to throw Joey off, like literally in front of people.
Yeah.
Try to do a little different timing on the riff, and then he'll look at me and he'll do that, and then I'll try to throw me off. So like, you have fun with it because you can do that, you know, with what we're doing anyway. So I do that with Mikey every now and then when he's in a good mood, man. We had a couple of shows where we're messing with each other on stage, but that's music, man. You get comfortable with it and having fun with it. So yeah, this is great, dude. Weather's awesome. Glad we're playing this year. You know, had a good time last year. We played Sunday. It was like 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But this place was packed still. Like, people were hanging on to the rock show. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah, they will be here no matter what.
There's really not a bad time slot on this
Yeah,
stage.
No, it's already packed over here. This is the party, man. This is the pre-party,
don't
right?
worry. Our thing is we want to see everything, but
Can't
to
make
the point
plans.
when we're out here, you
Nah.
get so fucked up or so scattered
Yeah.
with some. You know, I got to get see this guy or this guy.
Right. You see a little bit of this and a little bit
Yes,
of that.
exactly.
Yeah, that's who you come across over time. Y'all doing the whole press thing this whole weekend and everything?
No, I'm
So-
working, just like driving
Yeah, he's
people around and
working,
Oh,
stuff.
I get the job, yeah.
So this is the only thing we
you
got
are
scheduled.
it.
Oh, wow, man. I hope I've been good.
Yeah.
I hope it's...
Awesome.
Well, so speaking of festivals, do you enjoy playing them as much as a headline gig in the club or something? Or?
Dude, I love it all for different reasons. It's nice, like here, like they have the freaking lights and the big PA with the big show on. I love that. You know, we just did the music. Music repertoire. I just had a flashback. We did a Make America Rock Again tour. And Scott Stapp, this was the last run we did with Drowned Pool, and it was great because we did a lot of arena rock and like we had the big show, like the big stage.
Yeah.
But I love the clubs, man. I love like small clubs, like because that's. I would go to like Tipitina's and stuff in New Orleans when I grew up, and out there's House of Blues and all that stuff. But I like the small, hot, sweaty club shows that we do, and the fact that I can like physically meet everybody at a small club, a couple hundred people, versus a festival where you can't meet 10,000, 1,000 people. But you still meet some, but it's just different vibes in both. You know, it's always different every night, even though I may be playing the same song, and I never get like I still don't understand how musicians could like get bored or like over playing their songs because the fans react different. Like every town you go to, it's a different thing. So it is different every night, even if it's never really the same song. You play Bodies, it's like that person just jumped over the barricade tonight and cracked their nose. Like, dude, I did this at your show. Blood, like look at this guy. One guy to me, he did this Rock Fest in Kansas City. Last time we played it, we're doing the radio. He's got a cigarette. He's like, dude, I love you guys. He's burning his neck.
Good
I'm
Lord.
like, stop. Just stop. Nah, man. Rich Andrews in her. Let's get this burning his neck. I'm like, all right, crazy rock fan. Calm down. Right.
Whatever gets you there, I guess.
Yeah. It's the fans that make it. It is. It's that is a true and honest statement. Like that's what makes it for me. And I do. I love hanging out with the rock fans and all the like-minded people that like the same stuff that we like, man.
But at festival shows, you have a chance to win over a lot of people too that might not have seen you otherwise.
You do because a lot of people are here for different bands throughout the day. I love the mix of it, man. We did a couple of runs too. We do USO stuff and we do stuff with Troops. And there's a few shows we did where they had a country band, they had a rap band, and we were the rock band. And it was a nice mix of styles and a mix of people that like what they like. And it's music, and it's good music. It's good music, and I loved it all. Like that was great. That was a lot of fun for me.
So is this your third time here? Did you play once with Drowning Pool and twice now?
I played with Drowning Pool here twice.
Oh, twice.
I think it was twice. Hang on, because I did come hang out a few times. I know we played here. Stain was headlining the last time we played.
Okay, so it's been a while.
With Drowning Pool.
No pun intended.
So it's been a while.
Jesus,
He got me so high
I didn't even
too.
get that. You said that. Good God.
But no, because didn't As Above So Below was scheduled 2 or 3 years ago, right? And you guys had to cancel or something. If I remember right.
Was Drowning Pool on it? And we might have a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes, and it's like, but we're still like like once or twice a week, like a month. I'm sorry, like every other weekend, kind of trying to. We still go out and play during this, but we're like in the, let's say, writing process. We pretty much have what we need. I'm kind of more like the beat the tunes we have now, pick what we have, and try to like see which one's going to make the record something like a record, because it's important to me still that you put a record on, you can listen to it from front, start to finish, front to back, whatever. That's still like some of your favorite records, the ones you can put in and leave in, and it makes sense. It's a cohesive thing. So we have, again, being the fact that Stevie does write a lot now, Jason Marino writes a lot, I write, we have so much, it's like finding what's the next compilation of stuff we want. And I'm always like, I like everything we have, but I gotta beat it. They're not in the studio yet. I gotta beat it. So
do you like that, everybody throwing in, or just?
I love it. It feels more like a band when you do that. Like in the beginning, I was such a. I came in, Mike and I, my drummer Mike Luce and I were writing together in New Orleans, but friends since high school. And Stevie had just started getting the Drowning Pool thing going in Dallas, but we needed a drummer and a guitar player. We needed a singer and a bass player, so it just came together. But I wrote in the beginning. I was just like, I was like, and slowly Stevie starts bringing stuff in, and we've been through a few different singers. So every time we make that change, Mike and Stevie and I got closer and like more of like who we are. And we all started writing more. And Jason's just a talented dude, like so many different styles of music, and he's fun to write with as well. So like, I like the evolution of the band. That the Drowning Pool now is pure Drowning Pool. It's us four showing you what we all are now. Tighter than ever before, dude. And it's monumental to me to make a third record with same singer and hopefully on forever, man. We finally like maybe 18, 20 years, but now we got this. Now we got it down. All right, I don't have to worry about who's that guy. I used to like the new guy. Like who is he? I don't even know. He's just some guy on stage. He might be different next week, but with Jason, man, we solid, dude. And all great dudes. So like we're like again. Those guys are my family, and it's like tired. And then I play my brother, his family. So everyone's family shows, family rock shows, Drowning Pool and As Above So Below, and Strange as Angels, with Norman now.
Right on. So what's? I can't remember. Did you mention that? Is that something you guys are going to be recording this year?
I've recorded a lot of stuff with Norman already.
Okay. I mean, what's going to come out?
Yeah, he has a lot of stuff ready to go, but I think the first part of what he brought to the table, and then what we're doing now is a little different. So now it's kind of getting that point to where it's almost getting like, well, this seems like the direction's kind of going a little bit more this way, so we might have to cut a few and get a couple new ones.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like that. But he's a talented dude, man. And he's just that guy, he's that kid in town that just never got shot. Almost got it every time. He got every, like, we fell ass backwards into great things in Drownpool, and he just got that shaft all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's hanging in there. And he deserves a shot, man. He's got the biggest heart of anybody I know. I mean, he's the one that owns, Sound Foundation. He's the one running the whole thing, teaching the kids. Like, he is a true music lover, and that's why it's great to write with him as well.
Yeah, that last Murder FM record was great.
It was so great, right?
Yeah.
And I got so
it was.
fucking
Sad more
screwed,
people
dude.
didn't hear it, you know?
Yeah, they toured with me. They came out and did a couple of weeks with us at Drownpool, and it was awesome to see him every night, man. He's a great front man. It's amazing. And a good dude. And a straight dude. He just drinking on some of his parties. I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Jason Moreno's like that. Singers before that were not so much like that. So I appreciate the singers to warm up their voice. No offense. Hey, I'll do it. Like, I'll play guitar. I have a drink here and there, whatever. It's rock and roll.
Right.
It's not cool to break stuff anymore, and you have to pay for it, and it's expensive. So just knock something over, gingerly hit the floor, and pick it back up.
Last time we had you on, you told a couple stories about Dimebag, and I was just curious, what were some of your favorite Pantera songs?
Oh man, oh god, it's tough. Like on the way up, we listened to a lot of whole records, just like everybody picked something, and we put Trinket on. Listen to Trinket the whole way up here from Dallas. It was killer, man. Oh, I love Dime. He was so great, so like insanely talented. Another guy that loves music and love rock fans. And we'd bring him on the bus, we'd bring him to the backstage and get him hammered drunk, obviously. And anybody that was around him, his goal was to make sure you're having a good time. Open your mouth, I'm pouring this in it, you're going to have fun. Here's some happy juice and fun juice. Constantly learning. And there's a song we have called Ritual Birth on the record that's Pantera-ish with our style. And I definitely do a hats off. I just finished recording the solo last night. I was up this morning at 8:30. Finished mixing it and put it on a stick to give to you guys because the only thing I had left to do on that song was the solo, and it's that's why I listened to Trinko. Like, let me just make sure I didn't spank it, but it's just like it's influence. It's an influence. I'm doing it my own way, but there's a lot of whammy going on. So I'll do it tonight. You'll see.
Yeah, and that's one that everyone always talks about. Vulgar or Far Beyond, but Trimkill's fucking badass.
Yeah, I was even the last record. I didn't.
Yeah, totally.
It took me a while to come back around to it, but this might be a dumb question, but that last time we interviewed you, one of your texts made us a drink, and I was going to ask you what was in it because I loved it.
Oh,
was it like an orange creamsicle thing or something?
We had
creamsicle.
Oh yeah, there's a thing to that too.
City.
So the actual right formula for that, because it tastes like an orange push-up, right?
Yeah.
You get Sunkist, but you have to get Diet Sunkist because Diet Sunkist tastes different than regular Sunkist.
Yeah.
And then, to be very specific, it's usually made with vodka, but if you get like a vanilla vodka, but a light vanilla vodka, like a Stoli vanilla or something like that, with a little of the Diet Sunkist, it tastes just like the orange push-ups. Just like remember chasing ice cream truck?
Yeah.
The quarters, and they're like, dude, I want an orange creamsicle popsicle. It's exactly what it tastes like. And it's one of those things that'll get you hammered drunk. But we go through phases too. Like, we don't drink those anymore. Like, every year, it's like, this is a vodka year. What year is this? I'm on a whiskey kick this year. Like, I'm on the, I've been on the Jameson and maybe a little Tullamore lately. Yeah. Just to mix it up. But after we toured Russia, it was amazing with POD. They would like vodka it's just like they said. Everybody that drinks the hell out of vodka, it's not a stereotypical thing. They drink vodka, and people were bringing all types of vodka. Try this, try that, and so like after that, I was on the vodka for a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Vodka trip.
Hell yeah.
But no, I'm on the whiskey. My lady likes the whiskey, and
yeah, I'm a big Crown Royal guy.
Yeah.
So
doing that apple crown. All right.
Yeah.
You guys may or may not know the story. Right? It came up the other day too. So we did a Christmas show in Kansas City with Seven Dust. And had this big blown up Santa Claus and snowman on the side of the stage, Frosty. And it was right when the Apple Crown came out. I'm hanging out with the radio DJ, and he has a whole bottle with him. And this is, I shit you not, it was so good, so smooth, right? Him and I pull out the bottle. We killed this bottle. I go on stage, somewhere in the middle of the set, play 37 Stitches. I'm gone. I'm like, I don't remember anything until we got home the next day. And I'm face down with all my clothes on. And I did great. I saw some video. Like I wrote them when I was drunk, so you can play them when you're drunk. That's the trick. You have to write the songs drunk so you can go on stage and play them drunk. Because if you write them sober, it's a mess.
Yeah.
But apparently I destroyed Drum Kid, and then Seven Us was playing, and I was like running and jumping on the Santa Claus, and everybody, they should have pulled me out sooner. But they just let me. Oh, CJ, just let him do his thing. I'm like, no, don't let me do my thing. You should have took me off stage earlier. I did that to Buck Cherry one time too. Sorry, Buck Cherry. They know. Well, we toured with them since then.
They're okay with it, I'm sure.
But I was just like, in somewhere in my blacked out moment, I just remembered Josh and Steve going, I love that cocaine. Both their faces would just look like, what are you doing here right now? While they're playing the song. And the security guy, Bubba, who I know really well, grabbed me and literally threw me off the stage. Just as awesome. It's rock and roll moments. I'm in and out of love.
Was there? I mean, you played with tons of, huge people and stuff, and like we saw you do that acoustic show with your brother opening for Gene Simmons.
Yeah, Gene Simmons, man, that was great.
Yeah.
Gene was so cool. So
I know we got to interview him, and
he's cool as hell, man.
Everyone says shit about him, but he was the fucking nicest fucking guy in the fucking world.
Yeah, I think it's all just an act for the media.
I think he's a straight shooter, and people get offended when he's just honest. He's like, hey, man, this is, some people get offended by the brutal honesty. They're like, their feelings get hurt, man. But he's always nice to us. We toured with Kiss back in 2004. It was crazy. They were doing, I think it's Poison and Kiss. And again, Bret Michaels, somebody else who randomly became friends with, over the years. It's like, call up Drownable. We can't do a couple shows. Really? Us?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what it's like to open up for Kiss, okay? There's 10,000 people in front of you. You got on stage. Everybody's there to see Kiss. I'm there to see Kiss. And it's not Poison, it's Drownable. And everybody, this is what you're doing. Everybody is wearing Kiss makeup. So you play in front of 10,000 Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, A. Frehley's, fucking Peter Chris's, because they're all wearing the makeup.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for shit to get thrown. And we go into bodies, and everybody knows it, and they're jamming, and it was like, we made it. So we survived the Kiss shows, man. And Gene was cool, and it was funny because Drownable was supposed to do that show. Jason's got 4 kids, and a family emergency thing happened. At the last second, Drownable couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But my brother and I would do acoustic stuff together. So we'll still play the show. So we get there, and Gene's like, I know who this guy is. Who is this guy? It's my brother, Jacob. All right, let's see what you got. So he was cool about it.
Wow.
We did some As Above So Below songs. We did some covers. We did some Drownable. It was fun, dude. It was fun. I love the acoustic shows. I love to do some of that stuff. I love doing it.
He was awesome. It was a great show.
Yeah.
But like the covers when you guys play that, is that stuff you guys have been playing together forever, or is it stuff?
Brother and I do shit on the fly, dude. Like, he's just like, we just his girl just had a birthday a few months ago, Jennifer, and he's like, we just come up. I just jumped up on the stage, like, this one or that one. Like, you hear it on the radio, but I've never really learned it. Like, you just go into it and you fall into it, or you fail miserably. It's either really cool, or it's really terrible. But we had a really good time, man. I love doing stuff on the fly like that. I like Pressure's On. Play the song.
Yeah.
Never learned it, but I think it starts in the A. It's A minor. It's a sad chord. All right. Whatever. Yeah, those guys are loading in, and they're trying to get me to go help them load in, but I'm just telling them that I'm doing an interview right now. And once the last piece of gear goes out the trailer,
then the interview's done.
like the old man in the band doing the press, I'm here now. Is it on stage? Oh, damn it. Sorry about that.
Well, we appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. All good things, man. A lot of stuff's happening this year. Again, Drownable stuff. But hopefully by the end of the year we'll have that record going. And third record with Jason. There's a lot of great stuff on it. We've always wanted to go in a heavy direction. The last record, Hallelujah was pretty heavy, and I got to blast some leads on it. So there's stuff now that's even heavier than that, which is great. And there's a lot of, just that foundation sound that we've always kind of had. There's a lot of like traditional sounding, like Drownable songs. with her off the center record, which I love.
Yeah.
That we just naturally fall into that. It's just how we write. It's not like we have to write about his part 2 or have to write this part 2. Like I don't want to write a part 2. I just want to write what we're at now, and hopefully it'll measure up and you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, but right now, man, tonight's As Above, So Below. New song's coming out on June 16th, and you guys get the first taste of it. I'll get you guys a little stick, but all the stuff on it.
Thank you, man. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you guys. We'll have fun this weekend, man.
Oh yeah, we will.
Rocklahoma 2018.
There you go, CJ Pierce of Drowning Pool and As Above, So Below. Thank you to Sunshine Seawright of Axis Entertainment
Yes, definitely.
for setting that up.
Yeah, she's been very good to us.
That's very true. And of course, thank you to CJ Pierce for taking the time out of his evening
Of course.
that he could have been talking to some hot chick or something instead of us.
Yeah.
But he chose to talk to us, so we're appreciative.
Definitely very appreciative.
And I'm sure down the line, you'll see him back on here again.
Yes, I hope so.
What else we get? We need to mention that Scattered Hamlet finally released this
Yes. It's
single earlier this
pretty
week.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, probably a month ago now, Adam Jode was here on the podcast once again, and he was talking about the forthcoming single that they were doing a cover song as a tribute to Jake.
Mm-hmm.
And it finally came out, and it was Stay Hungry by Twisted Sister.
Yes.
And it's a very fitting song, not only in style, but in theme as well.
Yes.
And
They knocked it out of the park.
yeah, so you can see why Dee Snider has Adam Newell as
Yes.
his guitarist coming
definitely.
up later this year, but we already knew why because he's badass.
Yeah. And Dee Snider even, shared it and, complimented them on it. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I saw that he made like 2 different tweets about it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And Adam Jode's vocals are, it's like he almost pushed him even further on the song than normal.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
was very cool to see. Very glad to not only hear something new from him, but hear something cool like this. So go check that out. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, their Facebook, Scattered Hamlet. Everywhere pretty much you can find music.
Pretty much.
Very cool. So very glad to be able to again and go back and listen to that Adam Jode episode where he
man,
talks all
definitely.
about it.
Yeah.
Just without saying the name of it, basically. Well, anything else we need to talk about? We need to mention our normal stuff.
Yeah, I think, just, the usuals.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud.com/Thunder-Underground. You can listen there. You can listen at TheThunderUnderground.com, and you can listen pretty much anywhere podcasts are heard: iTunes, Google, Stitcher, TuneIn. If you have an Alexa, say Alexa, play Thunder Underground. It'll do it because we're on TuneIn.
Will it play Thunder Underground or will it play the Ozzy Osbourne song?
Well, if you say Thunder Underground podcast, I think if you just say Thunder Underground, it's probably going to start playing Ozzy,
Okay.
which isn't bad.
No, not at all.
Just listen to that and then say it again.
But just add podcast after it.
Right.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
But if you're going back, you want to hear that other CJ Pierce one we were talking about. That was episode 45.
Yeah.
We've also had on guys, like we mentioned, Sunshine Seawright helped us get Gene Simmons on here as well.
Yes, and she's even been on the podcast.
Yeah, we had her on here talking about Axis Entertainment, what they do at Rocklahoma, what they do at Sturgis,
Yeah.
the process for bands to get on. So, hey, if you're in a band and you want to play something like Rocklahoma or Sturgis, that's a good episode to listen to.
Definitely.
Because she says a lot of stupid things that bands do that you might not want to do.
Exactly.
But speaking of people like that, we've had on Steve Murdoch
Yes.
from Murdoch Productions. We had on Chris Taylor from DMG Productions. Cool to get behind the scenes stuff from some people. We've had on guys like John Connolly from Seven Dust, Reed Mullen from COC, Shooter Jennings from Shooter Jennings.
Yes. Biff Byford from Saxon.
That's right.
Damon and Ricky from Black Star Riders.
Yeah. We've had on Sid Falk, formerly of Overkill. We've had on Ted Aguilar from Death Angel. We've had on guys from King, Avatar, Shinedown, Chris Broderick, formerly of Megadeth, Dave Elfson.
Of
currently,
Megadeth?
Yeah, of Megadeth forever and
That's
ever,
right.
except that one short few year period. But
It's okay.
we're not going to talk about that.
No, we can go right over that.
Yeah. But tons and tons of cool people have been on this podcast. We're very
Yes.
happy to be able to say that. And if you want them to keep coming, go to patreon.com and search Thunder Underground and then send us a few bucks, and
Yeah.
it can be greatly appreciated.
We would love it.
Yeah. Jason will use it to buy Dollar Shave Club thing to shave this beard. He's been talking about going clean shaven again.
What? No, I have not.
Okay.
No, that will not happen.
Okay.
Not after the last time.
Okay.
Not after the last time. I looked like a pederast. Fucking I am. I'm not.
Well, then we'll
No.
use the Patreon money to drive to Moore, Oklahoma, and go to Grandy's,
Yes.
like me and Sprout and Dusty did a couple weeks ago.
Why not?
First time I've been to Grandy's in forever. Still
I
one day?
don't even remember what they serve.
Well, the thing I remember from when I was a kid was certain days they would have all you can eat chicken livers and chicken gizzards.
Jesus Christ.
And it was fucking great. But I went there and they did not have that, at least. They didn't have a sign for it anywhere.
I'm so sorry.
So I just got fried chicken, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, just typical, decent fast food style
Yeah.
stuff. But
Oh yeah.
there you go.
Grandy's. We talked about Grandy's.
That's right.
Fuck. What was
Finally.
it? We had Diet Right, and now it's Grandy's.
Yeah, and after we left Grandy's, Sprout researched why they all disappeared from Tulsa and Kansas and everywhere.
Yeah.
And he found all kinds of information. So if
Really?
you want to know about Grandy's, ask Sprout.
Okay. We'll do.
Pretty much, if you want to know anything, ask Sprout, because he knows a shitload of stuff.
There you go.
I learned that. I already knew it, but I learned it even more. I also learned a bit about Cardi B on this trip.
Yeah.
And I will say that I completely thought, I'll say that I was dumb. I thought Cardi B was like fucking Nicki Minaj or something, you know, like that. But she's like a legit actual rapper that does not suck.
Oh, I saw her on Saturday Night Live, and I thought it was horrid.
Well, I don't know. I'm just based off of this couple songs they played for me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of things you didn't think, well, I didn't think that guy would sound like that. I saw Post Malone on TV.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Saturday Night Live or some fucking, I don't know, some late night talk show? And the guy looks like a fucking idiot. I mean, straight up. He looks like one of those, you know, those fucking, you know, face tattooed kid rappers. It's all the rage now.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a rapper at all. He fucking sang, and he sings like a fucking badass. And I'm like, well, I'm an asshole. I totally judge the book by its cover. Fuck me, because I got kicked ass.
Yeah.
So it goes to tell you how much I know. What business do I have running a music podcast?
That's right.
Fuck.
Well, Post Malone isn't rock or metal, so you don't
True.
have to act like,
But supposedly he's down with like Power Trip and,
yeah.
you know, shit like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I've read
But
stuff like that before.
all I know is the motherfucker could sing like crazy. I was super impressed.
So coming on episode 177, Post Malone.
Fuck yeah.
Make it happen this weekend.
Okay, we'll do. I'll get right on that.
But we do have quite a few things coming up that you'll find out here in the next episode, actually.
Yes.
Once again, thanks to DEB Concerts, thanks to Vitz Screen Printing, thanks to CJ Pierce, and until next time.
Thunder Underground, y'all.